Defender Piero Capier has made his loan move from Bayer Leverkusen to Arsenal permanent. The Gunners have paid a fee of around £34.5 million for the Ecuador international, who initially joined on loan last summer. The 24-year-old made 39 appearances in all competitions for Mikel Arteta's side as they won the Premier League. Signed a contract until 2031. Leverkusen said the conditions for the purchase option were met, and defender Capier will therefore continue his career with the London club in the Premier League in the coming years. And Capier is at the World Cup with Ecuador, and they face Germany on Thursday night. Marco Palestra is set to undergo checks on Friday as he continues to finalize his transfer from Atalanta to Chelsea. Both clubs have already agreed a package of €55 million plus sell-on clause. Palestra will then put pen to paper on the contract until 2033 with the Premier League side. Football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, who wrote on X, said Palestra will undergo medical in London on Friday as new Chelsea player. So traveling to England to see move for Atalanta as Palestra will sign contract until June 2033 plus options until June 2032 plus option until 2033. Romano also confirmed that Manchester United have reached an agreement with Trabzonspor over another loan deal for Andre Onana. Onana spent last season with the Turkish side and will now be part of Michael Carrick's plan next season. The Spanish giant Real Madrid have exercised the option of activating Nico Paz's €9 million buyback clause. Paz spent last season on loan at Serie A side Como, but the Italian side would now need to pay up to €60 million if they want to sign the midfielder on a permanent deal. This was confirmed by Fabrizio Romano today. It's a Real Madrid officially from Como. They activated €99 million buyback clause for Nico Paz. Nico returns to the club to give Como the chance to buy him for €60 million from now till Monday. Otherwise, next week, Nico will be back to Real Madrid and on the market again for more than €60 million. Still talking transfers, Fulham have intensified effort to sign Trabzonspor defender Chibuke Onwawu. Onwawu caught the eye after an impressive 6-month spell at Trabzonspor. The Nigerian international only arrived Turkey during the January transfer window from Austrian club Wolfsberger AC. Trabzonspor have rejected a second bid in the region of €20 million for Onwawu after turning down an initial €15 million offer. According to reports, the Black Systems are demanding a fee in the region of €30 to €35 million for the centre back. Fulham already have two Nigerians, Alex Iwobi and Kevin Bassey, in their ranks. Super Falcons defender Ashley Prompter has dismissed claims that she is planning to dump the national team over alleged demands by officials of the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF). This viral social media post from a Facebook page in her name that Prompter has insisted is fake. She has claimed that it is the handiwork of conmen who are also soliciting money from unsuspecting Nigerians. She said, and I quote, "I want to make it clear that I never made those comments and I've never asked anyone for money. The Facebook account circulating those claims is fake, and the people behind it are trying to deceive and exploit Nigerians." Plonter also stressed that she never made such comment and has never asked anyone for money. She disclosed that law enforcement agencies have been notified and are working to identify those behind the impersonation, while efforts are underway to have the fake Facebook account taken down. Plumter urged fans to ignore the fraudulent post and remain vigilant against online scammers under her identity. She said, "We are taking the necessary steps to report the account and bring those responsible to justice. I urge everyone to ignore the post and remain vigilant against online scammers." The Welfare Committee has been constituted by the National Sports Commission (NSC) and Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) for the Super Falcons ahead of the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations. The committee has been saddled with responsibility of ensuring a hitch-free campaign for the Super Falcons. Aisha Falode, an executive board member of the NFF, will chair the committee, while Ruth David will serve as secretary. Other members of the committee, Margaret Ichin, Babagana Kali, Emeka Iyama, Aderonke Chinoye, and Tobechuku Oluchi, a former Super Falcons media officer. The Super Falcons have been drawn in Group C of WAFCON 2026, along with Malawi, Zambia, and Egypt. Justin Madigo's side will open their campaign against debutant Malawi at the Labi Zauli Stadium in Casablanca on Tuesday, 28th of July. The WAFCON 2026 finals will be staged in Morocco from the 26th of July to the 16th of August 2026. The four semi-finalists will represent Africa at the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup. A two-time Ballon d'Or winner Alexia Putellas has decided to London City Lionesses on a free transfer following her departure from Barcelona. Has decided to join London City Lionesses on a free transfer following a departure from Barcelona. The Spain international was understood to be happy with the terms offered by the WSL club a few weeks ago, but wanted to explore interest from the NWSL too. Boston Legacy pushed hard to sign Putellas, but she has chosen to play for London City in the WSL. The club have already signed former England goalkeeper Mary Herbst this summer, while Freya Godfrey penned a 3-year contract extension early on Thursday. Putellas left Barcelona in May after 14 years at the club, spearheading them to unprecedented success. The midfielder is regarded as one of the best players in the world and has won the Ballon d'Or twice, 2021 and 2022. She's also tipped to win it for a third time this year and to be a first since overcoming an ACL injury in 2022. It comes after yet another Premier Division title. They season with Barcelona, Athens, and the Champions League, beating Lyon in the last month's showpiece. It is the fourth time she has lifted the European title. And to Formula One, the weekend's Australian Grand Prix has been declared a heat hazard race by Formula One's governing body, the FIA. The designation comes at any event where the temperature is forecast to exceed 31 degrees Celsius at any time the cars are on track. The ruling means drivers can use a cooling kit that flows cooled liquid, such as glycol, through a system of pipes in a fireproof tub, one under their overalls. The cooling kit is not mandatory, but any driver who chooses not to use it has to carry 5 kilograms of ballast in their car to ensure it does not have a competitive advantage. Austria is the first race this year to be declared a heat hazard amid a heat wave across Europe that is establishing record temperatures in many countries, including the United Kingdom. to tennis. Emma Raducanu missed training at Wimbledon today as she manages an injury aggravated by a run to the Queen's final. The 23-year-old Briton finished as a runner-up to Croatia's Donna Vekic after 5 matches in a week earlier this month and was strapping on her left thigh after a slip in the quarterfinals. But the thigh is not the concern this week, with sources indicating that Raducanu has a shin problem. She was reportedly seen leaving the All England club wearing an orthopedic boot on her right leg on Wednesday. Speaking after the Queen's final, Raducanu said, "I've just been dealing with a few niggles over the past few weeks, and of course, the load I've had in the last week. It's been a great problem to have, playing these many matches." It was a welcome return to form for the British number one, who had not won a match since early March and missed several tournaments because of a viral illness. Formula One's governing body, the FIA, has passed a proposal to end term limit for its president by a majority of more than 90%. The move to end the previous limit of 3-4 years term was put forward by FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem. A vote of FIA member clubs at the organization's General Assembly in Macau today approved the proposal by a majority of 90.71%. An FIA spokesperson said the FIA statutes have been updated to establish a consistent approach to term limits across all FIA bodies in line with the Works Council and the Senate. Right, Premier League champions Arsenal have completed the signing of Piero Nkapie of Ecuador. Yes, it's going to remain an Arsenal player and is going to be in action against Germany tonight by 9 p.m. at the FIFA World Cup. Piero Nkapie was instrumental in Arsenal winning the Premier League title last season. Yes, and he made 39 games. He played 39 games as an Arsenal player on loan from Bayer Leverkusen. He has made 39 appearances in all competition for Mikel Arteta, including the Champions League final against PSG. So it's going to be at Arsenal to 2031 as Arsenal try to get some players, some key players into the transfer from the transfer window, and to also let one or two players leave. There's a big rumor that Gabriel Jesus might leave Arsenal and to free up some wages for an incoming player. He's left with 1 year on his contract, is falling down in the pecking order, and so it might be sold at the end of the season. So we wait for Piero Nkapie. They've tied down his commitment to 2031 because Real Madrid were moving around the possible signing of Piero Nkapie. Right, talking about signing, we know that Nico Paz was instrumental in making sure Como got their first ever Champions League. Yes, last season they've secured a Champions League spot, and Real Madrid have exercised the option of activating Nico Paz's 9 million euros buyback. So, yes, it's going to be a Real Madrid player, but if you want to buy him before his release clause expires, you have to pay 60. So right now, if Como really wants to retain the service of Nico Paz, because Real Madrid they've activated his buyback clause, which is quite cheap, at 9 million euros, they have to pay that 60 million euros if they want to buy him. So Real Madrid will pay that small money, 9 million euros, to buy Nico Paz back to Real Madrid because he's their player based on the contract that they signed. And if Como wants his service, they have to pay up to 60 million euros. Apart from that, if the time for that return expires, then any other team that wants to buy Nico Paz will pay in excess of 60 million euros. So next week, Nico will be back to Real Madrid and on the market again for more than 60 million euros. He's going to return to Real Madrid. And Real Madrid can decide not to sell him if Mourinho wants him to be, if he sees him as one of the key players that he's going to need next season. Right. Good evening to you. Hello. Yes. TK. How are you? Your veins everywhere. Deal with it. I tell you. That's if Mourinho is interested in him now. If you know interest in him now, go sell him now. Mm. Hmm. Mm. I don't see it. I see already like this. I don't even see it. I'm telling you, Mourinho with Pepe. Ah. But you guys, but you don't mind selling Vinicius Junior to Arsenal, yeah? See, you the watch out for World Cup, you the watch out. Later, you go tell me say it's not a world class player. Bye bye. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, 0916005945. Arsenal fans are just waiting for Vinicius to be available. You know that that's a mega upgrade to Leandro Trossard Martinelli. If it comes to Arsenal, Premier League will be on fire. That boy can play anywhere. 0916005945, 0916004945, and for WhatsApp 09128945945. Good evening to you. Yes, yes, your name and location. Oh, fine. Go ahead, my friend. Yes, he's going to remain in Trabzonspor on loan. He's going to remain in Turkey, Trabzonspor on loan. Loan now, na still loan now. They never buy na still loan. They no one buy now. They don't have the money. They why you want push that brother man away from your club now? I don't like Onana is top quality, man. Yeah. Sani Lamen is a stable keeper. All right. All right. 0916005945, 0916004945. Those are the numbers to call. Yes, action tonight in what group again? Yes, Germany are yet to decide. In Group E, Germany versus Ecuador is by 9 p.m. tonight. Curacao against Ivory Coast is by 9 p.m. also. Ivory Coast or Cote d'Ivoire failed to do the job against Germany. Germany won that game, quite crazy, but they were able to win that game. And for Germany, they already in the round of 32 for the FIFA World Cup, but Ecuador and Ivory Coast still have a score to set. If Ecuador gets a win over Germany today, it takes them to 4 points. Ivory Coast, if they beat Curacao, takes them to 6 points. If Germany beats Ecuador, it takes them to 9 points. So Germany all the way, they've qualified. If Ivory Coast beat Curacao, takes them to 6 points. If Curacao beats Ivory Coast, takes them to 4 points. If Ecuador beats Germany, takes Ecuador to 4 points. And yes, there's still a team in that group that can make it as the best loser. So it's important for Ecuador to beat Germany to stand a fighting chance for the likes of Uncapié. 0916005945, 0916004945. And at midnight, we have two matches. Tunisia against Netherlands. Tunisia are already out of the FIFA World Cup after they were heavily beaten twice. and we have Japan versus Sweden. Good evening to you. My friend, how far now? The work is good. Work is good. Alright, go ahead, man. People where we leak for you now, you want to chase them away. Ungrateful people. Wait, do you want to sell Martinelli too? Are you watching Martinelli at the FIFA World Cup? We will have this conversation later, but Martinelli is just 24. He's still a top talent and he can play as a number 9. Martinelli can play as a 9, but that conversation is later. That conversation is later. They should learn from Vinicius. Yes, now Vinicius over Martinelli. Thank you, my friend. We'll talk later. All right. Okay, Tunisia, Netherlands is at midnight. Japan, Sweden is also at midnight. Then Turkey against USA. Turkey are already out of the FIFA World Cup. They take on host nations United States, who also have qualified for the round of 32. Paraguay versus Australia is by 3 a.m. tomorrow morning, and we'll be here by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning to talk about the result of these games. We have 6 matches to discuss in the morning. Thank you very much, guys. We love you for loving us. Return later, 8 a.m. and also 7:30 p.m. tomorrow. I am Banky. Oh, good evening to you. Ah, this one already cool.